The semester is coming to a close as students at Southern Utah University have finally made it to finals. Students are studying and taking their exams, and campus seems to be becoming more and more desolate. After a slow start to the winter, it has finally snowed in Cedar City again, and Brian Head Resort is just kicking off its season, as the town of Brian Head has so far not gotten as much snow as usual either. Brian Head Resort is one of the few options for activities, as most of them are currently not feasible due to COVID. Brian Head Resort's season, although being off to a later start, is going surprisingly well.
So a lot of rules were put in place to adjust to COVID. For the kitchen, we have to pre-package everything basically. Like we used to just be able to hand stuff out on plates and be like, "Hey, here you go," or have a pizza sitting out and just hand them slices as they wanted. But now we have to package everything and it's kind of a mess, but we're still adjusting.
Although Brian Head faced two different obstacles to their season this year, being COVID and a late winter, the resort has been able to adapt their operations and open up with minimal issues.
The season started a bit earlier than last year, but we have been needing to rely on more man-made snow rather than just from the weather. Like at the beginning, there were so many worries. Like we were worried about food and bev just being shut down from the get-go and that we'd all have to become lift ops. Their worst case scenario would be just running the lifts and no like lodge at all. But so far we've kept everything open, so that's been really good for the resort.
Brian Head Resort plans to remain open and in operation for the rest of the season, which is good news for students that planned on skiing or snowboarding during their Christmas break. For SUTV News, I'm Sasha Johnson.